In the early 1500s, the balance of power in the world was shifting. Europe was divided. Kingdoms competed. Empires rose and fell. But in the East, a new ruler was about to change everything. His name was Suleiman. When he became Sultan of the Ottoman Empire in 1520, he was only 26 years old. Many European leaders believed he would be inexperienced, perhaps weak, perhaps easy to challenge. They were wrong. Suleiman had been educated from childhood in warfare, politics, poetry, and law. He understood power not just as conquest, but as control, and almost immediately he began expanding. His first target was Belgrade, a strategic fortress city that stood between the Ottoman Empire and Central Europe. In 1521, it fell. Then came Rhodes, an island fortress controlled by the Knights Hospitaller. It was considered nearly impossible to capture. In 1522, after a brutal siege, Rhodes surrendered. Europe began to realize something terrifying. This young sultan was not ordinary, but the true shock came in 1526. At the Battle of Mohacs, the Ottoman army faced the Kingdom of Hungary. The battle lasted only 2 hours. 2 hours. The Hungarian forces were destroyed. Their king died while fleeing the battlefield. With that single victory, the political structure of Central Europe collapsed. The road toward Vienna was now open. In 1529, Suleiman marched his army toward the Austrian capital. The siege of Vienna became one of the most dramatic confrontations of the century. If Vienna had fallen, the heart of Europe might have been exposed. The Ottoman army surrounded the city. Cannons thundered against its walls. Tension filled the air. But heavy rains turned the ground to mud. Supply lines weakened. Resistance inside the city remained strong. Eventually, Suleiman ordered a retreat. It was not a complete defeat, but it was not victory either. For the first time, Europe saw that the Ottoman advance could be slowed, yet even in failure, Suleiman remained powerful, because he was not just a conqueror. In the Islamic world, he was known as Kanuni, the lawgiver. He reorganized the legal system of the empire, standardized taxation, improved court systems, strengthened provincial administration. Under his rule, the empire became more centralized, more efficient, and more stable. Trade routes flourished. Merchants traveled safely across vast territories. The Ottoman navy dominated the Mediterranean Sea. At its height, the empire stretched across 3 continents: southeastern Europe, Western Asia, and North Africa. Few rulers in history commanded such geographic influence, but inside the palace walls, another transformation was taking place. A woman named Hurrem rose from slavery to become Suleiman's legal wife. This was almost unheard of in Ottoman tradition. Sultans did not typically marry concubines, but Suleiman broke tradition. Hurrem gained influence in political matters. Her presence reshaped court dynamics. Alliances formed, rivalries intensified. Some historians argue that palace politics during this period planted seeds of future instability. Yet during Suleiman's lifetime, his authority remained unquestioned. Architectural projects flourished. Mosques, bridges, schools, and public buildings were constructed. One of the greatest symbols of his reign still stands in Istanbul today, the magnificent Süleymaniye Mosque. It was not just a place of worship. It was a declaration of power, culture, and confidence. By the mid-1500s, Suleiman was arguably the most powerful man alive. European monarchs negotiated carefully. Persian rulers confronted him cautiously. Mediterranean powers respected Ottoman naval dominance, but time spares no ruler. In 1566, at the age of 72, Suleiman set out once again on campaign. Even in old age, he refused to lead from comfort. During the siege of Shigatvar in Hungary, he became gravely ill. Inside his military tent, far from the grand halls of Istanbul, Suleiman died. His death was kept secret for weeks. Officials feared the army would lose morale if the truth spread too quickly. Only after victory was secured was his passing announced. With him, an era ended. After Suleiman, the Ottoman Empire continued, but it never again reached the same height of dominance. Historians often describe his reign as the golden age of Ottoman power. He ruled for 46 years. He expanded borders, reformed laws, shaped diplomacy, and left a legacy that influenced Europe and the Middle East for centuries. Suleiman was not merely a conqueror, he was a statesman, a reformer, a symbol of imperial confidence. And for a moment in history, when cannons roared outside Vienna and banners stretched across continents, Europe truly feared one man,